Public Security Minister Ramjattan led a government team to the East Coast on Friday. He said he thought it best to outline to the sugar workers in layman's terms why the industry is in the sorry state it is in today.
European Union from 2006 or thereabouts to 2015 gave 70 million euros to the government of Guyana to restructure this industry. 70 million euros. You ask where it went. It went towards balance of payments for Jagdeo and Donald Ramatar. And I could understand that. But there was also another variable in the equation. If Gaisuka were to meet certain benchmarks, they would have gotten another 24 million euros. But of course, the mismanagement and a whole lot of other things that we understand that were happening in the industry, where fertilizers were not going to the fields but were ending up at Blackbush Polder, one set of things were happening. It caused a tremendous crisis, and so we didn't reach the benchmarks.
Mr. Ramjattan recalled that prior to 2015, just about $17 billion in bailout was granted to the sugar industry within a short period. He said when the coalition took office, Gaisuka could not even find weekly wages for its workers.
They cannot get their weekly wages because money done. Bankruptcy. Yes. Good. And that is why on May and June of 2015, we had to find in the equivalent of almost $12 billion to save the sugar workers. That was the year 2015. 2015, 12 billion. 2016, and by the way, the weekly wages of the sugar workers come up. Weekly wages, the whole allocation come up about $350 million.
The minister said he opted to explain to the sugar workers in great detail because when the tough decisions are made, he's aware that there will be challenges.
I got to pay firemen. You got to pay prison officers. If when your country only could accumulate $280 billion and you now have to pour all into the sugar area, it will have a strain. And instead of us now just bailing out, we have to make the very hard decision under this administration that indeed we are going to do the right sizing, as was mentioned. In that right sizing, we have indicated to the opposition, please come with your plans. They didn't come, but they're talking plenty. And they're trying to purvey a lot of hate and polarization in the society. But little have they explained, or you too have asked them, what happened to that 70 million euros and the other 12 million that they lose out because they didn't meet the benchmarks.
Mr. Ramjattan suggested that the opposition People's Progressive Party had kept the sugar estates afloat for political reasons, but said the current administration will act in the interests of all taxpayers.
Begged Nasi to come and talk to us, and they did. They came. No, well, you see, it cannot be said that way because GAU is a responsible union. It understands. But you know, the polarization and the purveyors of hate, that you got some of them here, they're going to say, no, GAU sell you. It did not. They understand the crisis that we have at hand. And they then realize, just like how you closed Port Morant years ago, you closed Diamond, you closed Lenora, the thing need certain closures. An LBA, yes, right. So what is the big deal?
Roy Dan James, HGP Nightly News.